Yesterday we started with multiplying special cases, and we learned how can we find the square of binomial of two functions that are binomial. How can we find or how can we multiply them? We said that we have a rule. This rule says if a plus b squared, I will write it as a squared, the squared of the first function, then the same sign plus, then 2 times the first times the last plus the last one squared. And if you have a minus b squared, you wrote it as a squared, the first function, the same sign, minus 2ab plus b squared. This is now how can we square the binomials. And we have some examples. How can we find the square of it? So if you have as an example n minus 7 squared, you want to write, or you want to simplify it using the square by the binomial. The way is, I will put the first term squared. The sign here is minus. I keep it as minus 2 times the first term times the second term plus the last term squared.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, Rani. So it comes like n squared minus 14n plus 49. This will be now n minus 7 squared. This is the simple form or the product of n minus 7 times n minus 7. Now, here now, yesterday we talked about how can we find the area of the shaded part. To find the area of the shaded part, as I told you yesterday, if we have this square and I have an shaded, or I have another square inside it, and I asked you now to find the area of the shaded part or the shaded region, what did you say? You say that I know that the length of the square is 9, the larger square, and they told me that here it is, okay, and the inside is 5. And if you want to find the area of the shaded part, you will say that the area of the shaded part, it will be the area of the large square, minus the area of the small one. This is how can I find the area of the shaded part. In this question here, on this problem here, I didn't have the areas or the length as the numbers. I have them as an expression. I need now to find the area of this shaded region, but with an expressions, not with an numbers. What do we have to do? The first thing here, we say that we have this and this one here, and this is an x plus 6 inside, it is an x. I want now to find the area of the shaded region. So the area here, it will be the area. Let's name the larger square with number 1 and the smaller one with number 2. So I will say the area of square 1 minus the area of the square number 2. Or You can say the area of the larger square minus the area of the smaller square. So, what is the area of the smaller square and what is the area of the larger square? Oh, no, all of us know that the area of a square is the side squared. Here now, the length of any side is x plus 6. So it will be x plus 6 squared. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
So the area of the larger square here is x plus 6 squared. Now, how can I find x plus 6 squared? Is there any rule? How can I simplify it?
And teacher, we will make x squared plus 2 times x multiplied by 6 plus 6 squared.
Thank you. So the area of the larger square will be x squared plus 12x plus 36. So the area of the larger square is x squared plus 12x plus 36. I will write it here. Now I need to find now the area of the small square. Where's my small square? It is here. What is the area of it?
It's x squared.
X squared, is it right?
Yes.
So I will say it's x squared because the length of the side here is x. So the area of the square, it will be x squared. Then after that, I will try now to simplify it. X cancel. It's x squared minus x squared. So it's cancel each other. So I have as 12x plus 36. This will be now the area of the shaded region. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. In this question here, and this is number 17, you have also this square, and you need now to find the area of the shaded region. What I have to do? Hello. Now, this is the big square. Look at the big square now. What is the dimension of the big square and what is the dimension of the small square? The big square, it is x plus 4, and the small one is x minus 1, x minus 1. Is it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want now to find the area of the shaded region. As I told you, to find this area, I have to subtract the area of the larger square minus the area of the small square. This is my rule. Now, what is the area of the large square? It's x plus 4 times x plus 4 because it's a square and the area of any square is side square. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, as we said yesterday, the area of a square, it will be any side squared. What is the length of any side? It's x plus 4 squared. How can I simplify it? X plus 4 squared. I will square the first monomial plus 2 times 4 times x plus 4 squared. Is it right?
Yes.
Then I will
They
say
are asking about what? The area of the shaded region only?
yes.
Mm.
What is the area of each shaded region? So I will say here now.
Your screen is frozen at
Sorry.
no, miss. Okay, they mean this orange one, orange region.
Yeah, أيوة, this is the shaded one.
Mm.
Now, so the function is x squared plus 8x plus 16. This is the simple form of the area of the large square. X squared plus 8x plus 16. Now then, minus. I need now to find the area of the small square. The area of the small square is x minus 1 squared. It is any side squared. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's write it in the simple form. I will write it's x squared minus 2 times 1 times x plus 1 squared. So x squared minus 2x plus 1. Is it right?
Yes.
Yes, miss.
So x
Teacher, your
squared.
writing doesn't. Okay.
So here now it's x squared minus 2x plus 1. Now look at this one here. We have an x squared plus 8x plus 16 minus this function. What I have to do? I have
Yes,
now
Mrs.
to multiply, or I want to write it now as a one sentence, as a one. So what I have to do now?
To make x minus 1 squared, and we will find what is this x minus 1 squared.
I want to write it now as a one expression. So let's write it here, keep it as x squared plus 8x plus 16. Then, if you have a bracket and outside the bracket you have a minus sign, you have to distribute this minus sign into each term. Okay? You have this minus sign. You have to multiply it by each monomial inside it. So I keep it as negative x squared, then negative times negative 2x is plus 2x, and then minus times plus 1 is minus 1. Is it clear?
Teacher, here, minus 2 what in the area of the small square? Here, x squared minus 2,
X
2x multiplied by 2x,
plus 1.
yes, plus,
1, yes.
okay.
Now here, if you have like 4 minus minus x, what you have to do? How can you write it?
4 plus x.
Thank you. From where? Why you say 4 plus x?
Because
Why you say plus?
Because minus and negative, we add them together,
Thank you.
combine them to add this.
Yes. So the thing that, what did she say? That if you, since you multiply minus with minus and you get a plus, so that's mean I distribute the minus sign into this term. That's why I say negative times minus is a plus. Here also, we do the same. Here we have a negative sign, and this negative sign, I have to distribute it on each term. So it comes like negative times x squared is negative x squared. Negative times negative 2x is positive 2x. And negative times positive 1 is negative 1. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Then after that, I will now simplify it.
But teacher, if I didn't put it in a bracket, I didn't put the x squared
You,
minus
you,
2x.
you didn't write it, yani, and by now you solve it correctly. But after that, you will do a big mistake. And I will tell you why. Look here now. Here now you have x squared minus x squared, 8x. I will simplify it now. With 2x, it comes like
10x.
10x. 16 minus 1,
Equal 15.
50. So the area of the shaded part is 10x plus 15. Is it clear?
Yes. Now, teacher, I'm writing the last
Yes,
part.
teacher.
Ariel, I'm waiting you. Yeah, I give you 1 minute.
Okay, teacher, I wrote it. Teacher, how I will not type? I must write the bracket.
Ayala, بس wait, I will show you now.
Okay, miss.
Is it clear, grade 8?
Yes, teacher, it's clear.
Teacher,
Yes,
could you
miss.
please explain the last thing with
Okay,
the
I will
red?
put it now. Okay. Now, we said that the area of the big square, it was x squared plus 8x plus 16. And the area of the smaller square, it was x squared minus 2x plus 1. Now, as I told you now, if you want to find the area of the shaded region, I have to subtract the area of the large square minus the area of the small square. So, the area of the shaded region, it will be the area of the large square minus the area of the small square. Now, what is the area of the large square? It is x squared plus 8x plus 16 minus the area of the small square, which is x squared minus 2x plus 1. Here now, since we have a minus sign, if you have a plus sign, you can open the bracket without make any change. I will repeat, if you have a plus sign here, you can open the brackets and add it to the previous one without make any change. But if there's a minus sign, you cannot. So here now we have a minus sign. The minus sign is like Superman. You have to make a change. You have to change the brackets here. If there's a minus sign between them, you must change the sign of the second function or the second expression, sorry. How to change it? By multiplying the negative sign by each term. It comes like negative x squared negative times negative 2x is positive 2x, and negative times 1 is negative 1. And the previous one, keep it as it is. X squared plus 8x plus 16. Then after that, we will simplify it. Then 8 plus 2 is 10x. 8x plus 2x is 10x. 16 minus 1 is 15. Is it clear now how can we find the area of the shaded region?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Yes,
Okay.
miss.
Yes, teacher.
Now let's do now, if one of you forget, now let's as an example have a multiple choice. One of the choices is x10 plus 15. This will be a correct one. Let's see now if there's another girl. Right. What did she do? She wrote everything, she solved everything clear, but when she reached this point, she didn't forget to multiply by minus sign. She keep it like x squared plus 8x plus 16 minus x squared. She wrote minus as it is, then she keep the function down as it is. Now, x squared, cancel x squared. And I give you down here these choices. Now, 8x minus 2x, it will be 6x. 16 plus 1, 17. So if you forget now to multiply by the negative sign, you will say, yes, teacher, I found the answer. It is this one. But it will be wrong because this will be the correct one. And don't forget, in the multiple choice, they will not put the answers randomly. I will solve the question correct. Then I will make some change here that I said may of some girls make a mistake here. So the answer will be like this for her. And one of you make this one as an example plus. So she found another choice. And she say, yes, if I have a choice, so it is correct. But it will be no. So I wrote the choices, I wrote all the possible choices. That's if Ranim, as an example, put the sign negative, she will find this choice is correct. If Dana put the sign as plus, she will choose this one. If Farah forget to multiply it by negative, she will choose this choice. And all of these choices are wrong. Is it clear? So don't forget, be careful of the signs. Be careful about the signs. Don't forget to multiply by the negative, the expression by the negative sign. Is it clear?
Miss, because it's a negative, I will put the bracket so I can multiply the negative sign with the x squared minus 2x plus 1.
Yes, if it is a negative. If it is a plus, didn't make any change.
Okay.
Is it clear?
Yes.
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 Yes,
miss.
Now, so by now, we learn how can we multiply x minus 2 times x minus 2. If you have these two binomials, and they are the same, look at them, they are the same. X minus 2, x minus 2. Difference times difference. All, if you multiply sum of two functions plus sum of two functions, يعني x minus 2, x minus 2. X plus 2 times x plus 2. I can write it as x minus 2 squared. Then I will continue as a square of binomial, and I will say it's x squared minus 2x plus 4. Don't look here, okay? This is different thing. I just make a revision to you of what I said yesterday. So if it is two functions that they are as the same, x minus 2 times x minus 2, or you can write as x minus 2 squared. So I can write the function now as x squared minus 2x plus 4. If we have it a plus and they are the same, this one like 4 times 4, you can write it as 4 squared. So x plus 2 times x plus 2, you can write it as x plus 2 squared. Then you write it as the first function squared plus 2 times the first one times the second one plus the last one squared. It comes as x squared plus 4x plus 4. So this is a way if you have two binomial functions and these two binomial functions are the same. Same terms with same sign. X, x. Minus, minus. 2, 2. The same functions with the same term, with the same sign. X, x plus, plus 2, 2. This is the rule I have to use it, which is we name it square the binomial. Now, what about now if we have two functions and these two functions are the same term, like x2 and x2, but one is a plus and the other is minus. I told you now a rule, if they are plus, plus. That what would you say yesterday? Today now, if we have the same term, but in different sign, like one is plus and one is minus, one is summation and one is difference. So what is the rule that I have to use if I have two functions that the sum times difference? They told you that the rule is take the first function, make it square. Take the second function and make it a square. I mean 2 squared and x squared. And then every time if you multiply, if you have a plus times minus, it must be minus. So if you multiply x plus 2 times x minus 2, you will find that the answer is x squared minus 4. This is the rule. If we have a product of sum and difference of the same expression. Let's prove it here. If we have x plus 2, make it as a table, as an example. We put x here, 2 here, x here, and 2 here. X times x is x squared.
X squared.
And 2 times x.
2x.
Here it is positive 2 and here it's negative 2. So negative 2x. Here
Negative 2x.
and is it here it is positive 2x and here it will be negative 4. Is it right?
Yes.
Then
Teacher,
after
how
that,
here negative 2x? Ah, okay.
then after that it's cancel each other. So what I have x squared minus 4.
Minus negative
this is,
minus 4.
Yeah, this is a special case of if you find two functions that they have the same two terms, two expressions have the same two terms but in different sign, summation and difference. plus, and minus. This is the rule that I have to use it. I will write, look here, we have A, B. We have to write the square of the first term and then the square of the second term, and you have to must be right between them a minus sign. It must be minus, not plus. It must be minus, because if you multiply plus times minus, you will get minus sign. Look here, we prove it here, by the way. And you mean you can do it like this. You can say it's x times x as an x squared, or positive 2 times negative 2 is negative 4.
Yeah, sure thing.
So by now we know 3 things. If you have this function now, if you have this function, and if you have look at these 4 functions now. Let's multiply them. The first way, we said that if we have 2 binomials, they have the same term and the same sign, we just use the square of the binomial. What did we say?
X minus 2 squared.
X squared minus 2 times x times 2 plus 2 squared. This is the formula of it. So I can write it now as x squared minus 4x plus 4. This is 4 if I have x minus 2 times x minus 2. The same term, look here, x, 2, 2. Look down here, x, 2, 2 plus, plus. So I will go to the rule of square the binomial. I can write it as x squared plus 2 times 2x plus 2 squared, which is x squared plus 4x plus 4. So this is the first 2 rules that we use it if we're talking about the same expressions with the same term and the same sign. X minus 2, x minus 2, x plus 2, x plus 2. What I have now, the same term. I have the same 2 terms now, but in different sign. What's the rule?
Teacher, the rule is we will
negative will equal negative.
Yes.
take
First
one,
step,
make
here we
it
have
squared.
x minus 2. Keep it as x squared. Then minus, don't forget, it must be minus. Minus, and the last
4.
term, squared. So it is x squared minus 4. Now look at the last one here. The last one. Do we have the same term?
No.
No. So I multiply it by the distributive property or
by 4.
or by the table. If they
Yes.
have different terms, I can multiply it by any of these 3 ways. So by now, I summarize for you these 2 lessons. Is it clear?
Yes, teacher.
This is very
Yes, miss.
important. Okay?
teacher. Okay.
So please, after we finish, if you want, if you can rewatch the videos and rewrite them on your notebook.
Okay, miss. Teacher,
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you say 2 binomials, yani x minus 2 is a binomial and x minus 2 is one binomial. So when you say 2 binomials,
Yes,
Okay, teacher.
because x only is a monomial. X and 2 is binomial.
Okay.
Let's see now this problem here. What is the simpler form of x cubic plus 8 and x cubic minus 8? If you have these two types of expressions, the first thing I will ask myself, do I have the same expression, the same terms?
We have the same terms, but
Yes.
not the
Yes,
same
we have the same
sign.
term.
Yes, the
Yes,
same terms, but
we have the same terms. So I can use square of the binomial, or I can use the rule of sum and difference. Here now, are they have the same sign?
no.
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 No. So we don't have the same sign. So I can write it now quickly in two terms. Between them, we have a minus sign. Look at the first one. It's x cubic. I want now to square the first term. That's mean the first term is x cubic squared.
To the power of 2. That will be x to the power of 6.
6, because if I multiply, I will multiply them. So x raised to the power 6. Then I will go to the second term. What is the second term here?
Positive 8.
It's 8. What is
Positive
that?
8.
Yeah, what is the square of 8?
4.
64. So
4.
if you multiply x cubic plus 8 times x cubic minus 8, you will find that it is x raised to the power 6 minus 64.
Miss teacher, immediately I will make a minus if I saw something like this, plus and
Yes.
minus.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you have them with different sign, it must be minus. If you have them with the same sign, it depends on the sign of them, as we said yesterday. What is the simple form of each, or the simpler form of each product? Look at the first one here. The first one here, we have the same. We have the same term, yes, but with different sign. So x plus 9 times x minus 9. So they have this difference. So I will write them with minus between them. Then, what is the square of the first term?
X squared.
X squared.
X squared. And the second one?
81.
81.
81, yes.
So it will be x squared minus 81.